Hello, I'm Samya. The passage is, and now the question. The option that best summarizes the above passage is. Now for the solution, let us first check out the options. Option number 1 is, Pakistan is a terrorist state sponsoring terrorism in various parts of India. Now if we go by the passage, we can clearly state that this has been true as per the Indian government is concerned. But when the talk of the US government is done, there has been no referencing whatsoever. Pakistan is not being considered as a terrorist state. Option number 1 cannot be taken into consideration. Option number 2, government is indulging in double speak and will ultimately sign NPT. Now, although the statement has been provided, but we cannot say that this best summarizes the above passage. It is just a small part of it. Let's check out the other option. Option number 3, that it talks about double standards and give example of the US and India to substantiate previous various proposition made. Now if we check out the first line, there is something very human about applying double standards, and here the examples have been given for United States of America and for India as well, as we had already seen in the passage. Now going by this, we can say that it is indeed true that option number 3 best supports the whole idea behind the passage. Option number 4, that it investigates reasons for Pakistan not being declared a terrorist state by the US, is not the main theme. It is just a small part of this particular passage. Option number 3 is the only option that best supports the whole theory, and therefore it summarizes the whole passage. Thank you. करके दिखाएंगे. Hello, I'm Samya. The passage is, and now the question. Ms. Bodine's speech made it clear that. Now for the solution, let us check out the referencing in the passage. In the paragraph, Barbara Bodine, who is an acting coordinator of counter-terrorism activities, had spoke in the National War College in Washington, D.C. She had talked about the attacks in Quds in various European cities. Also, she had the common theme, which is indeed the role of state sponsorship. Also, she had given the list for the Terrible Seven. It is the list which takes out the countries or the states which are treated as terrorist states. These are Cuba, Iran, Iraq, Libya, North Korea, Syria and Sudan. Now here, Pakistan was marked by its absence. Option number 1 states, America unequivocally rejects all act of terrorism, which is absolutely incorrect, as throughout her speech it was the main theme. Option number 1 is incorrect. Option number 2, the US is strict about enforcing the Code of Conduct. Now if US was so strict about enforcing the Code of Conduct, then they would have listed Pakistan into the list for the 7, or for the list which supports the terrorist states. Option number 2 is incorrect. Option number 3, America does not consider Pakistan a state engaged in sponsoring terrorism. Now we had already seen that Pakistan was indeed marked for its absence. Option number 3 best supports the speech, and therefore it is clear that according to America, Pakistan is not a state which engaged in sponsoring terrorism. Option number 4, America is compassionate about terrorism in India. If it was, then Pakistan would have been into the list. Option number 4 is incorrect. Option number 3 is the only option which is supporting the speech, and therefore the answer is option number 3. Thank you. करके दिखाएंगे. Hello, I'm Soumya. The passage is, and now the question. The case of Sheikh Umar Rahman highlights the fact that. Now for the solution, let us first find out the referencing that has been given in the reference of Sheikh Umar Rahman. It is, in the last paragraph we can clearly see, not surprisingly, double standards cause problems rather than resolve them. Many of us have forgotten the Mahatma's lesson on ends and means. Sheikh Umar Abdul Rahman of the World Trade Center conspiracy fame came into the US because of the previous links with US intelligence agencies. Now here, the example has been given in the reference of Sheikh Umar Abdul Rahman, who was indeed the main with the World Trade Center conspiracy. It was because the US had the previous link with this particular intelligence agency. Now, here we can clearly deduce that double standards are the major reasons which indeed cause problem rather than resolve them. We can deduce this from the case of Sheikh Omar Rahman. Now, if we go by the options, option number 1, US intelligence agencies protecting him. Now, it was absolutely true, as we had already seen in the passage, that it was US and their intelligence agencies who had protected him previously. But we cannot say that this can be deducted from the case of Sheikh Omar Rahman. Option number 1 cannot be the correct answer. Option number 2, World Trade Center blast was avoidable. Now, this is true, but we cannot say that this was the teaching or the morale of the whole example that was explained in the reference of Sheikh Omar Rahman. Option number 3, ends justify the means, is just the saying by the Mahatma Gandhi. It was not indeed the reference or anything related to Sheikh Omar Rahman. Option number 4, on the other hand, is the correct answer, as here double standards create problem rather than resolve them, and is the correct answer because it is the main theme of this particular paragraph and the example is in this reference only. Option number 4 here should be the correct answer. Now we hope the solution is clear to you. Thank you. करके दिखाएंगे. Hello, I'm Soumya. The passage is, and now the question. Which of these was not included in Ms. Bodine's list? Now for the solution, let us first check out the list that was prepared by Ms. Bodine's. It was the list of the terrible 7. It included Cuba, Iran, Iraq, Libya, North Korea, Syria and Sudan. Now let us check out the reference or the options. Option number 1 is Syria. We had already seen Syria, Cuba, Libya, Iran, Iraq, North Korea are treated in Bodine's list. Only option number 2, Jordan, was not there, and therefore the correct answer here is Jordan or option number 2. Thank you. करके दिखाएंगे. Hello, I'm Soumya. The passage is, and now the question. Which of these is not stated in the passage? Now for the solution, let us first check out the options. Option number 1 here is Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty is free of doublespeak. Now, in the first paragraph, we can clearly see that this has been indeed refuted. In the first line, double standards is there and the party that is applying the double standards is being talked of. Now, if we go by the second paragraph, it does not take a genius to figure that double standards are what the current debate on non-proliferation treaty is built upon. Here we can clearly see NPT is not free of the doublespeak is not true. It is indeed the main reason for the debate. On that note, we can say that option number 1 here is the correct answer. All the other options are indeed there in the passage and therefore the answer here is option number 1. Now we hope the solution is clear to you. Thank you. करके दिखाएंगे. Hello, I'm Soumya. The passage is, and now the question. As per the author, the basic motive behind double standards is. Now for the solution, let us check out the first paragraph. Here, there is always a good reason behind doing so. It is the reason for double standards. Mostly, it has to do with gain. Now, it is the gain for the party applying double standards. Now, we can clearly see the good for the double standard is only for the gain for the party applying those double standards. Going by the options, option number 1 is gain for the party being subjected to it is absolutely incorrect. Option number 2, the parties involved in it, untrue. And option number 3, gain for the party applying it. Here option number 3, as we had already seen, finds its reference in the first paragraph. Option number 4, gain for the US, is incorrect. Here option number 3 is the correct answer as it finds its reference directly in the first paragraph. and therefore it is the correct answer. Thank you. करके दिखाएंगे.